Visual connections are connections that we see. How many times has someone said to you, show me how to do that? Show me are keywords that they need to see what to do. These are folks who, when you walk through a home with them, are going to be able to describe afterward in great detail the colors and textures of the house. They're going to be able to count how many doors there are, what color the doorknobs were. They need to see the home. They need to be in the space for the space to make sense. For many of us, we work with buyers who may not always be able to walk through a home. And so we'll do visual tours for them with video. That works very well for visual as long as they have some kind of reference as to the size and shapes of rooms. While photographs are a great way to get started, and sending them to your website or to the MLS website to look at pictures of a home is a great place to start, flat images like photos don't always portray everything that a visual learner wants to experience. They need to be in the space to experience it. When working with a visual learner and asking them to provide information back to you, use questions such as describe for me, tell me how you saw, what did you see, show me, images that or words that provide images in their mind for them to respond visually to you so that they can speak the language that is they are comfortable with. Visual, spatial language. Athletes and those with athletic personalities are often very visual because they work within a confined space and have to be able to function within a large space within constraints. Those who are artistic in the way that they express themselves, something we'll talk about a little bit later, tend to be very visual because they see the world in specific ways. In fact, they see details that many of the rest of us may miss because we see generically, they see details. So be prepared to pay attention to details of what you see and perceive as you work with visual people. A visual learner is someone who, as you go through the contracts and documents with them, it's in your best interest to highlight points that you want them to pay attention to. Make it visual to them to see what they should be focusing on. And that way their eyes will be drawn to what you need them to see, even if you need to highlight where they're supposed to sign a document. In fact, many of our Brokerment and other document signature series that we use, one advantage to them for visual people is that all of their particular tabs are a specific color and they know what to look for. Visual people interact with social media based more on the video they see and less on what they hear. Visual people will also oftentimes look at a long post on social media or a long email and are the type that will use the phrase TLDR, too long, didn't read. It looked overwhelming to them, so they chose not to proceed. So when working with visual people, keep visual representations of text and data to a minimum. However, these are the type of people who do love to see graphs. On their home listing, use list track, give them data that they can see, and that will make them understand and feel like they have a better comprehension of what's going on and will feel validated in that they see the world primarily first.